Is it quieter now? Hello? How's everything? Hi. Maybe I want a different song. I don't know if I want this one. I mean, it's nice. No, this one's nice. I'll keep it. Hi, hi, hi. Hope everybody is having a good day, a good night, a good, whatever the heck is going on. Hold on one second. I need to make sure that I have a pop-out chat so I'm not missing everybody. Now I have Twitch 2 going, which I always mess up. Professional streamer? Never. Doesn't matter how many years it's been. I still need to fix my mouth a little bit. It isn't quite activating. I need to be more expressive with my mouth movement. There is an error. What? Okay, it reloaded. Anyways. Let me know if things are working, not working, anything seems off. Yeah, it's only been half a decade. Well, it's only been 2 weeks-ish. 2 weeks passes by a lot faster than it seems. Honestly. I was sitting there being like, oh man, it really has been a little bit since I've streamed, and I didn't even mean to do that. Just been doing and going through a lot of things. Unfortunately, I've had 2 rats die. I don't know why the first one died. My conclusions on the second after watching my rats, although, again, things could change. I hope they don't in the next, week or two. But, they're okay so far. So far, they're okay. You're already level 30. I'm level 20. I've been playing and doing the different. Well, you can do different classes. Just level up the different classes. Don't level up your main class, silly. Just do the other one. Hi, hi, hi. It's still messed up. I tried to fix it. I guess I need to do a bunch of other stuff, but I'm lazy. I'm sorry, I'm lazy. I'm sorry. Maybe you don't need them. Maybe you don't need them. Look, so I won't even make you feel bad. I'll get rid of them for now. Hold on. How do I even do that? Cool. Yeah, there's no hat stealing to be had. And it seems like my bit rate is through the roof. Yeah, I think it's because it's a lot of toggles that I haven't set up and stuff that I had set up, and I'd had someone there who had done it with me, and yeah, now I'm gonna have to redo all of that. Which is not a big deal. It's not a big deal. It really isn't. It's just a lot of things and stuff to do. So for now, I am just going to remove all of it for now until I get it fixed. Except for the Discord invite. Yeah, we'll keep that. And there might be other stuff that we can figure out, but for now, I will do that. I got a lot of things to fix, and I'm still trying to get my internet to work exactly right, too. So it's not even, fully guaranteed to be working. But so far, it seems like everything's okay. Yeah? How is everything? Take a drink of water and think about it. I've been streaming on 720p. I don't know. Is there something wrong with it? I don't know. Maybe I've been streaming it. Maybe I'm streaming at a lower quality now. Maybe I'm streaming it. I don't know what I'm doing. I reset my computer. Everything got reset. And should I have done that? Maybe no. But it gets rid of other computer issues. Honestly, look, I mean, I do not need a new computer, but it has been like 6 years of hard use, pretty much almost. It's been a good amount of time, and I mean, this thing's been powering through. I'm surprised it hasn't exploded yet. Probably because I've replaced some parts. So I don't even really need a new PC. It's probably like, I just need, if I'm gonna guess anything, I really just need a new graphics card. That's the one thing I don't have that's new in my computer, if I'm being honest. I think I've replaced everything else at this point. I think the only thing I genuinely haven't replaced in the last 5 years is my GPU, because I know I have a relatively new motherboard. My motherboard I replaced because it gave out last time. I don't have any issue yet. I don't trust how long my computer will stay alive. I'm using it's a 3060, but it has been abused. Like yeah, knock on wood. Oop, I didn't mean for that to happen. It should be fine for obviously like 10 to 15 years. But yeah, no, I got it during COVID. Is when I got it. Like right at the start. Cause I got it in January, February, maybe like February, March-ish. Or no, it was probably July. It was like 6 months into 2021. So it's been like 5 years. But I've streamed like hundreds of hours. I've done a lot of shit, but I don't know much about computers. I might be totally underestimating it. But I also know that I didn't have it with the best parts. Like, I was told by several people that because of how it was running, that like I was essentially just not utilizing my computer properly. And because of that, it was actually like damaging the parts because the power output or like something was incorrect with how it was managing its power. And so it was actually like throttling my shit or something. But I think that's been fixed now. I hope I didn't like undo it when I reset my computer. I don't know. I should have gone back to a guy. Maybe I should ask my room. I should just ask him, but I'm lazy. I want him to see my hentai. No, he's got weird shit to me. I was playing the other day. I totally forgot that my Steam was public, by the way. All my friends saw me playing it. I don't even fucking care. They've seen me play weird shit. Really, they have. But I was playing no good streamer Midai-chan. Now accepting lewd comments. Bro, that shit is wild. I did not realize we would see puss so fast. I saw it within the first 10 minutes. I was like, damn. I did not have to work very hard. I didn't realize that like most of these hentais were so low food. You guys gotta play some yaoi if you want that. If you really want some tense, like hours and hours. I guess it's not the point though, right? Yeah. No. Yeah. Oh, it's that kind of game. Well, I just wanted to see what would happen. I wanted to see what the other side of the streamer wall was. You know, like what am I missing out on? Absolutely nothing. Because oh my god, no, I'm not even I'm not even joking, okay? One of the goals of the game is that you have to talk to her. You have to like type in chat and act like you're a chatter. But the game like kept prompting me to ask her like really personal, like fucking like really like sensitive, like just lewd sensitive questions that I would never ask. And so it was really funny because I was just like, hi, you're so cute. Wow, you're such a good streamer. And the game was like, ask her to show her boobs. And I was like, this is her first stream. I feel like that's a bit sudden. But she is also on like that universe's version of OnlyFans. So I guess it's not like, you know, to be unexpected, but I was like, dang. She also is a huge red flag, by the way. By the way, I'm sorry. Midai is a huge red flag. She texts you, like, and sends you personal pics and shit. Like, no VTuber girl should be texting you after stream and be like, hi, thanks, like, in your DMs, thanking you. Especially if you donated. That's weird. Like, you know, you say thanks on stream and stuff, but like, I don't know, maybe, I guess that's maybe that's an OnlyFans thing more. But like, I don't know, I guess that's why she's a red flag. Like, to me, I'm just like, this girl is texting me, and all I did was ask her to show me her tits. Like, I don't know. Something seems off. That's all I'm saying. Something seems off. But, you know. It was interesting. I started playing Unholy, too, like a couple of weeks ago. That was actually fun. Unholy. It is a fun Hades clone. It is a good, fun Hades clone. Or I guess Hades is a clone of something else, too, probably. But, you know. It's one of those types. It's a dungeon crawler. But any hoosers, other than that, over the last 2 weeks, I've just been mourning and cleaning and crying and why is it keeps breaking? So I'm just gonna delete it because it's making me upset. So die. But yeah. All in all, it's been alrighty. I am just rolling with the punches, so to say. It's mostly just been just a lot of feeling like I'm a Sisyphus, you know? I'm rolling the rock up and then this flattens me and I go back down. If I'm being completely honest. But I guess that's life, huh? But it seems like I'll soon be getting my driver's license and a 1978 Beetle. Isn't that pretty cute? Isn't that pretty spiffy? I'm gonna be a cool guy. I'm gonna pick up all the lesbians. Congratulations. Thank you. I don't know. It's I'm not really excited, but I know that it will pretty much be the only way that I will probably be able to do anything ever is if I learn how to drive. So I've also realized upon learning how to drive more with my roommates that half the problem of driving that I had driving back home was home and my mother. Turns out when people aren't half drunk and someone's not yelling at you, driving is a lot easier. Who would have thunk? What color would I do? I mean, it's the original yellow, but I would make it pink. Just like me. I want to have a pretty pink Vita. I think it'd be very fun. And that's really all that I have for catch-up. Nothing's happened in the last little bit. Yeah, other than just what I mentioned. I'm trying to think of really anything. I'm watching 9 animes at once because I'm insane. That's about it. You want to hear which ones I'm watching? I am watching. Okay, it might be more than 9. It's definitely more. I am watching Buta no River wa Kanetsushiro, which it's an isekai, little silly isekai, like, and I think like the short is like otaku like to be treated like pigs. And then there's watching the new Mei Tante Precure, which is Star Detective Precure. Then I'm watching 2.5 Jigen no Ririsa, which I think is 2.5 Angel Ririsa, I think is what it is. And then I'm rewatching Kore wa Zombie Desu Ka, which if you've never seen that, oh my gosh, such a classic. That is, I feel like that's the Konosuba of 2010 anime, if I'm being completely honest. Then I'm also rewatching Mariaholic, and I'm watching Witch Hat Atelier, but I'm not caught up yet. I'm rewatching Madoka Magica so I can continue watching Madoka Magica because I want to watch all of Madoka Magica because there's a really big cool movie coming out. And last but not least, I am starting the second season of Apothecary Diaries because I forgot that happened. Yeah. And those are just all the ones that I have open on my browser right now. And I actively have like a couple episodes in that I'm just like, yeah, watch an episode here, watch an episode here. It ranges from like ecchi to slice. What is that? What is this? We got like kind of sussy isekai. We got very pure, precure, like borderline made for like 16-year-old girls and under type thing. We have an ecchi rom-com. Kore wa Zombie Desu Ka is just an old comedy harem. I don't even know what to call Mariaholic. A romance question mark? Let's see what they define it as. Comedy, girls love, cross-dressing, parody, school, seinen. There you go. That's what it is. And then yeah, obviously Witch Hat Atelier is like I guess a shonen is really what you'd call it. It's a fantasy shonen type of thing. And then Madoka Magica is dark. I mean, Witch Hat Atelier is gonna get a little darker, but I don't think it's there yet in the anime. Actually, I don't think that's happened yet. I think we're getting really close to it. And then obviously, Apothecary Diaries is just a romance, but a drama mystery, according to the tags. So yeah, I've got a good variety. I've got things to lift my spirits, things to lower my spirits, and things to lift my penis. The three things that are needed in all daily life. I don't really have anything to calm me down, I guess. I'm gonna need one of those. What's the most calming of these series? I guess, I don't know. Relax to drama mystery of Apothecary Diaries? Yeah. But I love anime too much, as you can tell. If I didn't really like anime, I don't think that would be a thing. I'm pretty sure all the anime people is the fake anime guys, they skip it like 2 point. They do 2x and they speed through it because they can't dare to be sitting through something that is not like TikTok slop. Still waiting for the return of Mushoku Tensei. Ugh, yes. It should, but their studio's pretty busy, so. I still need to finish watching Booty Rocks. I have to add that back to, okay, I'm gonna open up another browser and add Booty Rocks. Where was I even watching that on? Was it on Netflix? Was it on Hulu? Where to watch Booty Rocks? Oh, it's on Amazon. Okay. No, it's not. It says Crunchyroll through Amazon. Live. I'm not using Crunchyroll anymore. Fuck that. Okay, well, apparently nowhere else. So I'm going to watch it in a definitely legal place. Uh-huh. Anyways, I'm adding this back so I don't forget about it. Ruri no Hoseki. I think I watched, like, I only watched the first 2. Ugh, I'm so bad. Sometimes the anime doesn't do the manga like no justice. That's true, but just don't watch it. Don't 2 times it. That'll do nothing. That's meaningless. Just then just read it first and just don't bother. Just choose. Don't pretend. Don't be like, oh yeah, no, I watched it. You didn't watch it. You don't 2 times speed is not watching. You're not watching. You're just experiencing. You experienced the anime, yeah, sure. I'll give you that one. But yeah, that's the lowdown. Nothing really has changed, as you can see. But I would say I'm in a much better mood. I've had significantly less mental breakdowns, as I think I said last time. And again, still over the last 2 weeks, I've had significantly less mental breakdowns. I would say over the last over the last 2 weeks, I've had only 2 mental breakdowns for good reasons, you know, for proper reasons. Because my rats died. Which, honestly, I think everything is going to be okay. I'm not going to get a 4th rat. I'm just gonna leave the 3 of them for now. And kind of just, but there is a rat breeder that I'm looking at, and they have rats that live between 2 to 3 to 5 years, according to them. They're obviously a bit on the more pricier side, but not like crazy. And you know, then it would be from someone that's a bit more reputable, and they'll live longer and be less prone to diseases and be more friendlier, etc. And then I would know, you know, like the background history and all of that, and then I could get Pizza, Pepper, and Cinnamon a new friend. But for right now, it is just 3 of them now, and it was really cute. I caught them earlier. Pizza was like totally smooshed out, and the 2 littles were just like laying on top of him and sleeping, and it was so cute. I've inadvertently made Pizza a single mother. I did not mean to do that to him, but he's vibing with the role. And I gave him an egg last night, and oh my god, he fucking ate that egg up. I've never seen him so excited for something. And now, like, apparently, I think it was the mixture of, like, them maybe knowing that I was trying to take care of Ranch, and, like, me giving him the egg, and me, like, bringing back the babies every time instead of, like, I'm not, like, stealing them from him. Like, I'm always putting them back with him. Like, he started to become just a bit more friendlier, finally. Like, he actually let me pet him. And I was like, wow. I gave you all it took was an egg and a couple deaths. That's fucking awful. For you to trust me? What the hell, dude? Like, that's awful. Like, I really wish that wasn't the combination. But, like, okay. But I think that they know that I love them and that I want the best for them. And yeah, I'm looking into also a place, because I know where I buried, Ranch and Bean. Oh. Okay. I want to share with you guys something that is kind of morbid. If you don't want to hear it because you are squeamish to morbid things, mute me until you see me go, ah. And that means I'm done talking about the morbid stuff. Okay, you have been warned because I'm going to start talking about it now if you do not want to hear about something that might make you a little squeamish, okay? So, I went back to the original grave site that I buried Bean at, and his body had been slightly dug up by something. I'm not sure what. I looked around, and there were some, like, road runners. I think it might have been them. But, like, it had kind of been a while, and the soft tissue parts of it, so, like, anything, like his tail, his nose, eyeballs, they were already all gone. But his fur was still there and stuff. which was kind of interesting because it's only been about 2 weeks since I buried him. And I did but I saw it like just laying out, and I was like, well, I don't know what happened. I saw like the rocks and stuff that I put over it like flipped over, so I'm to assume that some kind of animal got to it, but obviously I think he was too decayed for them to try to eat him. So I just put Ranch and Bean back into the same grave together, and I reburied it, and could maybe have been worms. Well, that's the thing, is I did see a little grub, and I put the grub onto Bean, hoping that or onto Branch, hoping that would like speed up the process and not make something else like eat it. Because the thing is, if something else eats his body, then it'll eat his bones, and his bones will be distributed somewhere where I can't find them. So it is actually kind of better that he just gets eaten by the bugs, because then they'll pick him clean, and I can go back and pick up the bones. And the reason why I want to go and pick up the bones is because there is a place that I know that I can go to either put them as wet specimens or just have them like cleaned and arranged. Oh, did my stream die? Did my stream die, or are you guys just giving me 07s? No? Oh, okay. You guys were just giving me 07s. I was just wondering. You guys were just saluting. You were just saluting the rats. Okay. Yeah. I just want to make sure. I just want to make sure. No, yeah. But yeah, so basically, yeah. But I pretty much, I want to go back and I want to retrieve their bones. And I want to get them cleaned up, and then I want to get them maybe like either personally, if I have no other choice, then, you know, they'll be wet specimens because they're the easiest to preserve that way. But I personally would much rather have them like lacquered possibly in some way and displayed on like a wooden placard, so I can put like fake flowers and stuff, so I can make a memorial for them. And yeah, if you guys obviously like aren't autistic or like otherwise very distant in the feelings of death, again, this, if you're still listening and you're like, oh my god, that was way more morbid than I thought, I should have like muted you, I'm sorry. Scientifically it interests me, and I'm also, I think, I'm not someone who's into bones. Like, I am into bones, in a scientific way, obviously, but specifically towards them, I think it hinges on my wanting to not let them go, and to keep them, like, you know, like, it hinges, it's less about me liking death and wet specimens and bones that I want to display in my room. Like, it's more like I want my babies, you know? Like, I'd go to the body museum to, like, see all of the stuff, but I would never have, like, a human skull in my house that I knew was real kind of thing. Like, I would not want that. But I do think I would want my pets, if possible. Like, I do know for Kuma, I do want him in an urn if, like, there isn't a way that I can put him in, like, a pet cemetery. Because I know pet cemeteries are really expensive. And a lot of times you can't really bury your pet in a reasonable place. So I know that I do want that kind of thing. So I will put, like, the extra to have, like, that all done. I don't even want to think about it. That's hopefully, like, 10 years away, of course. But for my rats, of course, it is something that I think about a little bit more, because they don't last very long. And so, yeah. That's the end of the morbidness. You can unmute now. You don't have to listen to what I did. Stretch. Everybody take a little stretch if you've been sitting all day. I've already been sitting for a while. Yeah, not so morbid and low-key creepy. Cause, you know, there's the girls that are like, that would totally do it, like, without a second thought, and then there are the ones that are like, ew, no way. And I'm kind of just like, maybe. So I fit into just a really weird place where I'm like, I'm not like into it, but like, yeah, I guess like it's something that I do and I did in this specific case. And it wasn't like, I wasn't weirded or creeped out by it, because usually like dead animals really make me upset. But I think I was genuinely just like more upset over the whole thing in myself, that I was just like, and then it was like just a scientific awe, and also just I was happy that I had the chance to put them back together instead of them like being apart too. So that was also why I was kind of happy that I could find Bean and put them together again. Yeah. It's a bit grotesque, but it does put a good feeling in my heart in a way, to know that they're not in some random animal's stomach. But without further ado, now that we're done talking about me, even though I know you guys love talking about me, let's get into superstitions. Specifically, I have the exact book that is on the thumbnail, which is Superstitions, a handbook of folklore, myths, and legends from around the world by Dr. McElroy. Spoopy time. And they're not too spooky. They're just a little spooky. So, we're gonna read the introduction. Everybody ready? Do you think black cats are unlucky? Is it a fact that adoptions... It is a fact... Ugh. Okay, I've already messed up on the second sentence. Opening my third eye. I slapped my forehead. Alright. Do you think black cats are unlucky? It is a fact that adoptions of black cats are far much less frequent than those of non-black cats. Surprised? Medical facilities routinely report that the number of incidents with injury goes way up during periods of a full moon. And you've likely heard the old wives' tale that it's unlucky for the groom to see the bride in her wedding dress before the wedding ceremony. The question that begs to be answered is, why are humans superstitious? There's an argument to be made that superstitions arose from humanity's need to exert control over a confusing and chaotic world. Seems reasonable, but how are black cats something that we can control? Historically, the ancient Egyptians revered all cats as sacred, regardless of color. Cats controlled the vermin populations and helped prevent the spread of disease, as well as prevented small creatures from eating up the stores of grain needed to ward off starvation. There is legend that King Charles I of England had a black pet cat that he adored so much that when it died, the king proclaimed that all of his luck had perished as well. The story claimed that Charles I was arrested the very next day for treason, proving that his cat had lucky or unlucky abilities. Thank you for following Valentine. Hello, hello, hello. Thank you for following over on Twitch. Time is a factor in the development of superstitions as well. Something that may have started out as a cautionary tale, such as the prohibition against opening umbrellas and doors, eventually morphs into a general bit of common sense that we still take for granted. In the case of umbrellas, in their early days of development, umbrellas were huge, bulky, and awkward with powerful springs attached to their opening mechanism. A running child could be seriously injured or a fragile glass ornament shattered by the sudden deployment of a steel-ribbed bumbershoot indoors where at least expected. As time passes, the reason for the prohibition may be lost, but the prohibition remains. While the development of superstitions and myths is a fascinating study, this book would be 1,000 pages long if we tried to discern the cause or development behind each story here. We will look at the development of certain practices that is where it is particularly fascinating or relevant. So, have you ever wondered what the difference is between a myth and a superstition? Are legends and folk tales the same thing? Where did all of these things come from? Let's look at each one. Superstition is a widely, oh my gosh, I have something in my eye now. I just want to read my book. Let me read my book, God. Superstition, a widely held but unsubstantiated belief in supernatural causation of outcomes related to particular rituals. odd particular rituals. For example, if you spill the salt but quickly throw a pinch of it over your left shoulder, it is believed that bad luck will be avoided. These practices are commonly attached to beliefs in prophecy, luck, or magic. Certain religions' practices may be labeled superstition if the religion associated with them is not the predominant religion of the region. For example, voodoo in the largely Christian United States. Myth. A traditional story used to explain the history of a people or a natural phenomenon, such as storms or earthquakes, which typically involve supernatural beings and events. The pantheon of ancient Greek and Roman gods and goddesses is an example of the mythology of a civilization. Myths are frequently associated with religion, but mythology is only a part of what defines religion. Other parts are ritual, doctrine, belief or faith, and institutionalization. Legend, a popular or traditional story usually associated with a particular person or place, sometimes believed to be part of a true history of a people, but without substantiated evidence as such. The tales of King Arthur and his Knights of the Round Table are excellent examples of legend. While historical figures such as Arthur may have existed in ancient Britain, there is actually little proof as to who he might have been. Folklore. Traditional customs, beliefs, and stories of a particular community which are passed down from generation to generation through oral discourse. This is the main difference between folklore and folktales and other traditions, the verbal communication of the stories among community members. The stories of Pecos Bill and Paul Bunyan in the U.S. are examples of folklore. Here are a couple of other definitions that might be useful. A fable is a short story, frequently featuring animals and characters, that is used to teach a moral lesson. Think The Fox and the Grapes or the Scorpion and the Frog from Aesop's Fables. Parable, similar to a fable, except the parable uses human characters instead of animals or inanimate objects to teach a lesson. Jesus used parables like the prodigal son to communicate his messages of love. Just to be clear, in many regions of the world, Jesus himself is a myth or a legend and not a historical figure. Urban legend, also urban myth, unique in that they are entertaining stories passed off as factual. The internet has caused such stories to gain widespread believers, whereas such stories tended to spread by word of mouth much more slowly in years past. Examples of urban legends are alligators in the sewers, the rattlesnakes in the fur coat, and the hook man, tales which were formerly spread as campfire stories. And the Naaman Marcus cookie recipe. One of the newest urban legends is Slender Man, which was made into a recent movie. So that dates this book, by the way. So this came out whenever the freaking Slender Man movie came out. These definitions help us identify various types of stories, but they are not critical unless one is professor of folklore or some such. Just keep in mind these stories have in common is that they are fiction due to their general lack of historical evidence. This book is going to examine some of the myths and superstitions from around the world. Some of you may be familiar, while some of you may be completely new. Hopefully you will find this book entertaining and enlightening whether you believe the stories or not. The stories are grouped by continent, but not every country in each continent will be listed. Sadly, there just isn't room for all of them. This book, for the sake of simplicity and clarity, will contain selections from the enormous body of myth and superstition. The reader may find that the stories they know from their own culture might be expressed differently, including name changes and godly powers, than the ones they grew up with. Hopefully, readers can find joy in the variety while learning about different aspects of familiar tales. Did this book come out before Ben drowned? I don't know. Wow! Thank you for being a member for 10 months. You're home. Hello, we're actually really just starting the book. It only took me about an hour. As usual. This is a local book club. Kinda, pretty close, yeah. So first up, Africa. And thank you, YU, for being a member for 21 months. Oh shit. Oh shit. Africa remains a mysterious and unknown world to most Westerners. At once vast and modest, empty and lush, Africa remains an enigma in history and in modern times. Historical Africa was the realm of mighty kings, rich in material wealth, and rulers of enormous tracts. Incredible civilizations rose and fell here, while much of the rest of the world was still living in caves. African mythology draws from a very deep well of religious and political experience. Indeed, no other land holds such lasting imagery and traditions as those of this incredible place. The African continent is the second largest landmass in the world, covering nearly 12 million square miles, about 20% of all land on Earth. It is also the second most populous continent behind Asia, containing over 1.2 billion people who speak about 2,000 different native languages. This huge variety makes listing mythologies difficult, since even if two groups have the same mythology, the names and other details in the legends may vary wildly. Africa is the only continent to span all four hemispheres of the Earth. The East African Rift Zone, also called the Great Rift Valley, extends from the Jordan River through the Dead Sea, the Red Sea, and Kenya, and all the way to Mozambique. The area is referred to as the cradle of civilization due to the huge amount of archaeological and anthropological development that took place there. There is a striking difference between countries in Africa based on geography. Countries in the northern part of the continent, including Algeria, Morocco, Egypt, Libya, and Tunisia, are usually grouped together with Middle Eastern countries such as Iran, Iraq, Syria, and Saudi Arabia to form a complex referred to as North Africa and the Middle East. Countries outside of this complex, those mainly south of the Sahara Desert, including South Africa, Nigeria, Kenya, and the Republic of Congo, as well as numerous islands near the African coast, are considered sub-Saharan Africa. Israel, while it resides in the Middle East, is much more politically and economically aligned with the US and Europe. Therefore, it is usually left out of conversations about the area. African mythical monsters. Here are some of the creepiest, scariest monsters from various African mythologies. The Adze, from Ghana. The Adze is a shape-shifting insect. This creature attacks children while it's in firefly form and drains their young vital blood. If caught in the act, the firefly changes into a human form with the power to possess the souls of other humans. The possessed enter a zombie-like state completely under the control of the Adze. Eventually, the possessed person will die. What a great first bug! First one's a bug monster. Awesome! Next we have the Agogwe. Obviously, if I pronounce these totally fucking off, my apologies. From East Africa. An Agogwe is a small biped with red or yellowish skin, topped with orangey hair that lives in the remote forests of the region. While not technically monsters, the Agogwe are quite mysterious and have allegedly been spotted according to East African folklore. One of the first recorded sightings by a non-African occurred in the 19th century when a British Army officer on a hunting expedition came across two of the creatures. His guide said they were called Agogwe. The hunter subsequently tried to track the creatures without success. Various sightings continued, with a number coming from the area of Mozambique. While several theories about the creatures have been put forth, including that they are part of a lost tribe of pygmies, it seems more likely that they would be a type of orangutan, based on their size and coloring, which may have since become extinct. I mean, honestly, when you think about it, how many times do you think people saw monkeys and were just like, whoa, that's a monster? Whoa, wait, Raider, hello? Oh my goodness. Thank you for the raid, Kay! Hello, welcome. We are reading some superstitions from around the world. Right now, we are talking about some of the monsters from Africa. Hello, I hope you are having a fun time. What were you streaming today? Or maybe rather tonight. Hello. Claire Obscure. Oh, nice! I still have not finished Claire Obscure. I'm sorry. I really don't know if I ever will. It's just as long as every other JRPG. And I have so many JRPGs to finish. But I do love it. And I haven't, so I have no excuse. Next up on our African monster list, we have the Biloko from Zaire. The Baloko are devious, dwarvish spirits of the rainforest, resentful ancestor entities that envy the living. They dwell in hollow trees and zealously guard the creatures of the forest from hunters foolish enough to enter. Baloko are bald creatures with razor-like claws and gnashing teeth and a jaw that can open wide enough to swallow an entire human being whole. They also have the power to hypnotize their prey before devouring them. Dun 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 dun! Next, we have the Groot slang from South Africa. I am Groot. From the Richtersveld cave in South Africa comes the story of the giant serpent Groot slang. The name Groot slang comes from the Afrikaans, the primary language of South Africa, and means great snake. Stories of this monster go back centuries, describing a creature with the body of a snake and the head of an elephant. The skin is grayish-green and scaly, and the eyes are a combination of elephant and snake eyes. It also possesses elephant ears and a strange cobra-like hood. They exhibit venomous elephant tusks and cobra fangs. Like Mamlambo, the Groot slang have been depicted in ancient cave paintings in the region. Legend states that the Groot slang was the result of a mistake by the gods. When they realized that the monster they had created was too ferocious to live in the world, they split the creature in two distinct species of elephants and snakes. However, the original creature could not be killed, and it escaped, becoming the source for all Groot slang birthed later. The creatures lived in herds, with the mothers and babies staying together for years, while solo males drift away to establish their own herds. Groot slang live in caves with no bottom. Literally, no one knows where the cave system ends, and the caves have not been fully mapped. Legend states that the cave is full of diamonds, which the animals zealously guard. If you are cornered by a Groot slang, you might be able to bargain for your life if you are carrying a sufficient stash of gems that the creature finds acceptable to trade for your life. Groot slang are omnivores, like humans, and seem to bear no ill will beyond their thirst for diamonds. Huh. So do not steal their diamonds. Thank you for following, Indigo. Hello, hello, hello. Any good RPG needs weeks, if not months. Oh, yes. Yes. Sounds like a dragon. Honestly, yeah, it's getting there. It's getting close to a dragon, huh? There's so many dragons in so many cultures, you know? So, let's skip forwards a bit. Actually, I lied. There's only a couple of more. It's really not that long, so... We've only got 3 more that they have from Africa. Obviously, there's way more, but these are just a couple. Next, we have the Inkanyamba. Inkanyamba are huge water serpents that have dorsal fins running the length of their spines and the head of a horse. Okay. Woo. They may also possess horns and or wings. They are usually about 25 feet, 7.6 meters long, but they can grow much larger. Their food of choice is goats and cattle, but they will eat humans if provoked or hungry enough. Inkanyamba are capable of flight and will migrate seasonally to find mates. When flying, they are able to affect the weather and can cause large thunderstorms, tornadoes, and hail. The creatures are apparently not terribly bright. They are given to hiding behind waterfalls and can be fooled into mistaking the blue roof of someone's house for a body of water, subsequently diving right into it. Some Ghanaians will paint their roofs a dark color to prevent this. So, this is what the Groot slang was mentioning, which is the Mamlambo from South Africa. A terrifying monster, Mamlambo is believed to live in the Mtslava River, and it kills its victims by dragging them into the water and devouring their faces in order to access their brains. Dubbed the Brain Sucker, the monster is 60 feet, 18 meters long, with a crocodile torso, a long serpentine neck, and a horse-like head. It is said to behave like a snake and to glow with an eerie green bioluminescence at night. It has hypnotic green eyes that can mesmerize anyone who dares make eye contact with it. The creature has been depicted in cave paintings in the region that date back thousands of years. A very similar creature known as Ninki Nanka hails from Gambia. Mamlambo was blamed as recently as 1990 for several deaths in the Mtslava River, although authorities were not convinced the creature was responsible. Alrighty then. And since we have the ads going, we're gonna take a quick break just so nobody misses anything, and then we will be right back. I don't really have a BRB screen, so I'm kind of just gonna go. Hope everybody's here. Hope everybody's queer. Looks at you, I know what you are. No, I'm kidding. Hi everybody, welcome back. I'm sorry, sometimes I just wind up like staring at my rats for like so long, especially right now because Pizza is like, you know, like they're his babies now. Like they're so in love with him. Like they're like, I mean, it makes sense. They just suffered a loss. So, like, maybe it's kind of more sad. They're all, like, together. But, like, no, it's so cute. He's literally, like, because Bean is, like, or not Bean. Gosh. Pepper is asleep right now. Like, just kind of, like, on him. Cinnamon is, like, just up somewhere else, sleeping on his own. But I move around and stuff, and I look at them, and Pizza opens his eyes. Pepper is dead asleep, but Pizza's, like, let's see. Don't touch my baby. They're so cute. I love it. Pizza's, it's gonna hurt. I think Pizza's gonna hurt my heart. I've taken, it's been a lot of work with Pizza. Obviously, it's like the longer it goes, it's like, of course the more it's gonna hurt. Because Ranch always like wanted to dodge me and stuff. Like I never got to do anything with Ranch. But Pizza, I take him out on my shoulder all the time, and he's really nice. I shouldn't think about it. I should just pray. I should pray that he makes it to a whole year old, or even more. That being said, let's not daddle too much on sad stuff. We'll get right into some African gods and goddesses. Some of the powerful African deities around the continent include the following. The first is Nancy from Ghana. Anansi is the best known of all the African gods. He is usually depicted as a spider and is the primary trickster god of West Africa and the Caribbean. There are hundreds of stories of Anansi's, am I saying that right? Anansi's, I feel like I am, Anansi's deeds and misdeeds as he tries to trick humanity into following his wicked ways. For this reason, Anansi is credited with the gifts of persuasion, guile, charm, and cleverness. He also personifies greed and materialism. Some sources say that Anansi stories are so well preserved because they were cherished as a means of subversive behavior and resistance among the enslaved Ashanti and other African peoples of the New World. Though Anansi often failed in the tales, he continued to connive and strive to meet his ends, giving the enslaved hope in their typical struggle to be free. A typical Anansi tale is how the trickster brought stories to the world by bargaining with the creator god Nyame and performing seemingly impossible tasks via his gifts of charm and cleverness of speech. Thus, Anansi became the god of stories. In another fable, Anansi accidentally spreads wisdom throughout the world when he drops the pot in which he collected all the wisdom into a river where it flows to the sea and spreads around the world. It is because of that that everyone has a little bit of wisdom. Another one that we have is, I really feel so sad that I definitely don't know how to pronounce some of these. Huvian, Huveane, Huvan, if I'm gonna be really white. Huvian, maybe? Some stories have Huvian as the first man, while others portray him as a devious trickster god. As the creator of the world, it is said that Huvian was admiring his handiwork in peace and quiet until humans discovered the birds and the bees, so to speak. The racket resulting from this discovery actually drove Huvian from the earth. He ascended into the heavens by magically nailing steps into the air itself. Huvian protected his retreat by dislodging each step behind him as he climbed up to the stars, so that no human could climb up after him. Dang. And last but not least, we have Kong. Kaang. And I'm guessing with the 2 double A's, it might be an ah. So, Kong. The Bushmen, also Khoi or San, are historic nomads of the southern continent, though most of their number have become farmers in modern times. In legend, Kong is the creator-destroyer of the earth and all living things. It is said that Kong's wife gave birth to the first eland, an African antelope, which was carefully nurtured by the god until his son somehow accidentally killed the animal. Kong ordered that the eland's blood be boiled and the resultant residue scattered across the plains. From these droplets sprang more eland, as well as other creatures of the earth that the Khoi believed were meant for them to hunt and eat to survive. Like the Conqueror? No, not like the Conqueror. Alright. Let's see, what else do we have? African living legends. We have from the Majaji, yes, I feel like that's right, from South Africa and Zimbabwe. The Majaji, the spelling varies apparently anyways, so dynasty has a long and complicated history, but it officially began with the crowning of the first Queen Rain. That is definitely names I can't say. In 1800, the Rain Queens are all descended from this royal line, and the title is hereditary, passed from mother to designated daughter. The Rain Queen has the magical power of creating rain, and she has historically been consulted by tribal leaders that include the Zulu King Shaka and former South African President Nelson Mandela. The youngest Rain Queen ever crowned was Makobo Caroline in 2003 at the young age of 25. She died mysteriously 2 years later, leaving a 5-month-old daughter to someday inherit the title. Queen Makobo was considered a rebellious and troublesome person who flaunted tradition and refused to bow down to the Council of Elders. Nigeria. Nigeria is the most densely populated country in Africa, with Ethiopia being the second. Nigeria fits all her residents, roughly 2/3 of the population of the entire US, into a space about 30% larger than the state of Texas. This densely packed population means there's a lot of personal contact amongst people, a situation that could cause stressful living conditions. Dense populations usually exercise great care to ensure personal boundaries are respected and that social conventions are followed. One way to do this is to develop a large number of ritualized practices, including superstitions. What are superstitions, after all, but ritualized practices tied to cautionary tales? These tales give logical reasons for people to conform to the rituals. Nigerians are said to be some of the most superstitious people in Africa. Here are some of their beliefs. If you stumble, or otherwise trip over a stone or stump with your left leg, you must turn back from your journey and head home. Not doing so invites the worst luck, including potential loss of the limb or even death on the journey. If someone steps over you, that person must step back across in the same manner, or you will stop growing or perhaps lose the body part the person stepped over. If you hit a man with a broom, he will become impotent unless he takes the broom from you and hits you 7 times with it in return. Don't whistle or draw water from a well at night. Night whistling is believed to attract snakes to you, while fetching water from a well in darkness will result in an evil spirit slapping you. These particular superstitions may have originated as a safety precaution, as mentioned in the introduction. The dangers lurking in the dark outside the house were very real, and still are in some parts of Africa. Similarly, eating in the dark may invite evil spirits to eat with you, ultimately leading to your death. Don't kill a gecko. The common wall gecko is believed to devour evil spirits that try to enter the house, and also eat many types of undesirable insects. These creatures are harmless to humans, but killing them may cause your house to collapse. By the way, geckos don't have eyelids, so they lick their eyeballs to keep them moist and dirt-free. Hearing an owl hoot means that someone in the household will die soon. This particular superstition is very common among many world cultures, not just Africans. It is possible that the belief spread via the worldwide slave trade in the 7th to 19th centuries. Black cats are evil. Again, the prohibition against these felines is spread across the globe. They are usually believed to be associated with witches and evil spirits or demons. Don't drink water from a coconut, or you will immediately become a moron. Itchy palms signify that good luck is coming to you. This belief may have given rise to the belief that you would soon be receiving money. Therefore, scratching your palms came to signify pay me, and the term scratch became a slang term for money. If you spit on the floor and someone steps on it, you will get a sore throat. If you bend over and look through your legs while standing, you might see witches. Pregnant women cannot walk about in daylight because the evil spirit of daytime might enter their fetus. We've already heard that walking in darkness is unlucky. Pregnant women apparently have to stay indoors at all times. Huh. Alright then. A king may not view a corpse, even that of a relative. Spirits of the dead may take over the body of a king and use his position to wreak havoc on his subjects. If you put your eyelashes in your parents' shoes, they will forget whatever offenses you have committed. If the sun shines while it's raining, it means that a lion is giving birth. If it rains while the sun is shining, it means that a monkey is getting married. Cut off a lizard's head and bury it. 3 days later, dig it up and you will find a cache of money. Now, we've already been told not to kill geckos, so apparently, you must be sure of the species before you go about beheading lizards. If someone bites you, rub chicken dung on the bite mark, and the biter's teeth will rot. Don't eat food that fell on the floor. Satan has already eaten it. Pregnant women shouldn't visit a zoo lest their children wind up looking like monkeys or some other animal. If a bird poops on your head, money is coming your way. That's what the section on Africa is. This is such a fun little book. So let's see. I'll let you guys pick what you want for this next bit. We can go to, ready? We can go to the Middle East. Alright. We can go to the Middle East. We can go to Asia. Alright. We can go to the Americas. We can go to... thank you, Burb, for the $20. Burb, do you want to pick? Thank you, Burb! I really super duper appreciate that. More than you can imagine. Thank you so much. Thank you. If Burb offer you sips, it means you're loved. You're okay. You don't want to pick one, man. Does anyone want to pick one? You want to pick one? What else do we got? We got can't find the next like page part that tells me what is it? Where is it? Europe. We got Europe. And that's actually all of the different classifications. So those are the ones that you can pick from. The people that want Asia. Biased. Might be. Europe. Do you want Europe or Asia? You know what? We'll do Asia. Alright. But we're gonna start in China. Alright. But first, Asia remained isolated from the West for thousands of years. The culture, traditions, and mythologies that arose here were largely unaffected by historical events in the rest of the world. Written records of ancient Asian beliefs begin thousands of years later than those in Africa. The Indian Rigveda extends as far back as about 2000 BCE. The Near Eastern Sumerian civilization is credited with inventing the first alphabet, moving the world away from pictographic type writing. Asian myths derive from various Polynesiac religions, and those practices remain largely unaffected by the spread of Christianity, even today. Asian mythology and legends are some of the oldest in recorded history. Countries such as China, Mongolia, Russia, Japan, and Turkey offer stories with themes so elemental that they have permeated the mythologies of Europe and the Americas as well. For example, the Ramayana is an Indian epic poem written sometime around 300 BCE, which describes the heroics of the god Rama and his love for Sita, a princess who becomes his wife. From China came The Art of War, written by Chinese general Sun Tzu between 500 and 400 BCE. This book is still widely read and influential in business boardrooms around the world. Written about the same time period, the Analects of Confucius set forth many of the philosophies and social constructs that still govern modern Chinese cultural and beliefs. The vastness and variety of Asian countries prohibits a complete examination of Asian mythology in this section. Our discussion of some of these stories will be mostly limited to the largest or most densely populated countries. China has more people living in it than any country in the world. The earliest of Chinese governments dates to about 2100 BCE and is referred to as the Xia dynasty. Subsequent dynasties succeed each other until the Chinese Republic replaced them in the 1911 Xinhai Revolution. In 1949, the People's Republic of China was proclaimed by the Communist Party of China and is the current government. Chinese mythology is rich and permeates the mythologies of a number of other Asian countries, including Japan, Korea, and Turkey. Here are some interesting Chinese myths and legends. There is a huge pantheon of Chinese creatures of myth. Some of the most interesting follow. Known firstly as Denlong, also Wang Changho, Chao Changho, or Ho, this creature is celebrated as one of the most powerful and auspicious symbols in Chinese mythology. The Denlong is a son of the Dragon King and can defeat other dragons in battle with his fiery breath and then eat their brains. The Denlong has 10 specific characteristics: the horn of a deer, head of a camel, ears of a cat, eyes of a shrimp, mouth of a donkey, mane of a lion, neck of a snake, belly of a shen, a clam-like creature, scales of a koi, front claws of an eagle, and rear paws of a tiger. The Denlong can hover like a hummingbird and portends peace and prosperity for the kingdom. Thus, it is often associated with emperors. Next, we have the Lung, Long, or Long dragon. This is another creature associated with emperors, but only in its 5-clawed form. Normally, the Lung has 4 claws, and specific characteristics similar to the Denlong. The dragon has long been a symbol of strength, wisdom, and good character. It's considered a high honor to be compared to a dragon. There are over 100 different dragons in Chinese mythology. Just a few are listed below. There is the Jiaolong, the crocodile dragon, hornless or scaled, king and defender of all aquatic animals. The Tianlong, heavenly dragon, celestial dragon that guards heavenly palaces and pulls divine chariots, also a name for the constellation Draco. Next is the Yinglong, the responding dragon, the wind dragon associated with rains and floods. The Fuzanlong, the Chinese hidden treasure dragon, the underworld guardian of precious metals and jewels, associated with volcanoes. The Huanglong, the Chinese yellow dragon, hornless dragon representing the emperor. The Xulong, the torch dragon, a giant red dragon solar deity. It supposedly had a human face on a snake body. It created day and night by opening and closing its eyes, and it created seasonal winds by breathing. And last but not least, the Qilong, the demon dragon. The Chinese word Qi means either hornless dragon or mountain demon. And obviously, because Chinese is very tonal, I might be saying that completely wrong. Also, Raiders, hello, who came in? What, where, why, what, how? Oops, I didn't see who it was. Oops. Hello, oh, I see Leafuchi, thank you, there we go. I'm dyslexic as heck. Thank you so much. Hi, how is it going? I hope you are having a very good evening. What were you doing today? How'd you find yourself in this neck of the woods? If you haven't been around here, I guess I didn't even say hi before to the people from earlier. Oh my gosh, I feel so bad. I've just been interested in my book. My name is Hemi. Hemming Bell. You call me Hemi though. Hello. Tonight, we are reading just some superstitions from around the world. But now we've been raided by Leafuchi. Hello again. Thank you so much. I hope that you had a very fun stream and that you will be getting some water, some food, anything that you need, and that you have a good rest of your day or night. And that maybe you'll stick around to hear about a couple of the folklore, myth, legends, etc. around the world. Right now, we're talking a little bit about Chinese myths and legends and creatures and whatnot. Get a big sip of water. And we're gonna move on to Japan. Japan is a country made up of about 7,000 islands. What the fuck? What? I did not know that. You're voice acting the visual novel Love Sweet Garden, my friends. Oh my gosh, that is so fun. That's genuinely so fun and so cute. I want to do visual novel voice acting so much. Thank you. Oh, thank you for subscribing, Jesus. Hello, thank you so much. Yeah, that usually means dragon. You're cute yourself. Oh my shucks. I would blush, but my buttons are broken. My blush button's broken. Oh, the horrors of being a 2D girl. Japan is a country made up of about 7,000 islands. Gasp! Of which Honshu is the largest. Japanese, Chinese, and Korean. I don't know why I had to sing that. Japanese, Chinese, and Korean people share a common genealogy, and much of their culture, languages, and traditions are similar as well. Similar enough, in fact, these countries have developed a unilateral alphabet known as kanji, hanja in Korean, which combines those characters shared between the different languages. Utilization of kanji has exploded exponentially in the 21st century with the widespread use of the internet. When we look at Japanese culture and mythology, it isn't a surprise to see numerous similarities to Chinese and Korean traditions. For example, the superstition around the world around number 4 being unlucky is the same reason in both Japan and China. The word 4 sounds the same as the word for death, making the number 4 terribly unlucky. There is also a curious superstition surrounding the use of electric fans. Though found in Japanese culture too, this particular superstition is prevalent in Korean culture, where it is thought that sleeping in an otherwise unventilated room with an electric fan blowing on you can cause death. This belief seems to have arisen at about the same time as the introduction of the electric fan room in Asia. Perhaps it is a result of mistrust of Western technology, or just a reaction to the novelty of electricity in general. Either way, this superstition persists in Korea and even parts of Japan today. The Japanese religion of Shinto is animistic. That is, every living and non-living thing has a spirit, referred to as musubi. Kami are the pantheon of spirits and phenomena that are worshipped. Many of these spirits are associated with animals, and which play an important part in Japanese mythology. Yeah, 7K islands is a lot. I did not realize that like, I guess there's a lot of bridges in Japan. And everything can technically just be like on a tiny little, like a little island. Just like you can have like a bunch of them. That's crazy. 14K? I don't know, man. Who knows then? Who knows? Since everything has a spirit in Shintoism, there aren't many supreme gods and goddesses. However, here are a few. First, we have the Amaterasu Omikami. Amaterasu is the all-powerful goddess of the sun and the universe. Bishamon is the protector of human life, fighter of evil, and bringer of good fortune. Hachiman no Kami, the god of war, or more properly, god of instruction in the arts of war. Hachiman is often symbolized as a dove, ironically, our symbol for peace. Inari Okami, god of sake, pronounced sake, yeah, I got that. Tea, rice, fertility, agriculture, and industry, as well as the patron of swordsmiths and merchants. Inari is typically depicted as androgynous, or either male or female. They are also sometimes referred to as a couplet of 3 or 5 individual kami. Inari is the kami of foxes, and the literature on them is extensive. These tales are known as kitsune. Kitsune means fox in Japanese. The familiar red torii gates seen in Japanese gardens were first used to mark the entrance to Inari shrines. Red is the color of foxes. In another interesting twist of mythology, Inari's personal kitsune, which carry the deity's messages and guard their shrines, are depicted as white in color rather than red. White is considered an auspicious color. The kitsune have their counterparts in Chinese, the Huijing, and Korean, Gumiho or Gumiho, Hangu. Just showing the Hangu and the Hanja, okay. Mythologies as well. There, the fox is often a trickster, causing grief and trouble for dullards, slackers, and drunks, as well as honest, hard Scrabble folk. Kitsune are also shapeshifters. The legend of Hakuzosu tells of a kitsune who impersonated a Japanese priest. Ugh, Scrabble! Gasp, yeah, Scrabble folk. Hard Scrabble folk. Next, we have the Kishijoten, the goddess of fortune and prosperity. Kishijoten is the sister of Bishamon, and the patron guardian of geishas. In ancient Japan, Kishijoten was invoked for good luck and success, particularly for children. The historic roots of both Bishamon and Kishijoten can be traced to Hindu deities. Kishijoten corresponds to Lakshmi in Hinduism. Lakshmi. Sorry, that was something. This is just some Japanese gods. There's this genre of streaming. I'm reading the book. That's what I'm doing right now. Next we have Takehaya Susanoo no Mikoto, also known as Susanoo, god of the sea and storms. Takehaya is the brother of Amaterasu and Tsukuyomi. The legend of these siblings' births is that they were born of the great god Izanagi as he bathed away the pollutants from his visit to the underworld. Amaterasu was born from Izanagi's left eye, Tsukuyomi from his right eye, and Susanoo from the god's nose. Oh, thank you for following, Lou! Thank you. Much appreciated. Much appreciated. And last but not least, we have Tsukiyomi no Mikoto. Tsukiyomi is the moon god and brother husband Look, it says it, okay? Of Amaterasu. It is interesting to note that the moon deity is male and the sun female in Japanese mythology, which stands in contrast to the myths of Western civilization that typically describe the sun as male and the moon as female. Alright, let's get a nice bit into... I'm gonna skip forward a little bit. Let's go to India. Indian civilization began some 4,500 years ago in the Great Indus Valley in what is modern-day Pakistan. This civilization, or perhaps cluster of civilizations, suffered numerous invasions from northern tribes, which somehow managed to cross the shield walls of the Himalayas. Scholars think that Hinduism arose from the roots of the belief systems of the Indus people somewhere during the 2nd millennium BCE. Hinduism may be the oldest continuously practiced religion in the world, with texts that date back to 2000 BCE and earlier. The term Hinduism is not without controversy. The word was coined by British writers during the imperial period and is therefore objectionable to some. Terms such as Vedic religion or Hindu Sanatana Dharma may be preferable. Approximately 70% of the Indian population identifies themselves as Hindu, while another 10% identifies as Muslim. The remaining percentages are divided amongst Buddhism, Jainism, Christianity, and others. One of the primary, if not the most important, tenets of Hinduism is truth. But Hindus don't believe the truth is didactic. Instead, truth can be found in many places, and all truth is relative to the place, time, and culture of whomever exposes it. Therefore, modern Hindus believe strongly in the need for tolerance and the broad-based search for knowledge from disparate sources. This belief in the relativity of truth has led in part to the development of the massive pantheon of Hindu gods and goddesses, and wealth of mythology doctrine, and practice that accompanies it. Reincarnation, or more properly, transmigration, is the central belief of Hinduism, particularly in Southeast Asia. The soul or spirit is believed to be reborn into another form after death. Which form the soul takes in the next life is dependent upon the karma, determined by the good or bad actions a person did in previous lives of the person who died. Oof! I gotta sit up in my chair a little bit more. It is said that there are 2 million gods and goddesses in the Hindu pantheon, and that they are all worshipped. A number of these deities are avatars of some of the primary immortals, while others can be considered lesser gods that may appear sporadically or in special circumstances. Here are some of the gods and goddesses of Hindu mythology. Oh, I'm trying to burp a little bit. No water burp. I want to yawn though. Agni is the fire god, friend and protector of humanity, guardian of the home. More hymns in the Vedas, Vedas or Vedas, I don't know, are offered to Agni than any other deity. The parents of Agni are variously listed as Aditi and Kasyapa. And Dyaus, the Vedic sky father, and Prithvi, or even Lord Brahma himself. Next, there's Ganesh, the elephant-headed son of Shiva and Parvati. Ganesh is the lord of intellect and wisdom, and god of good fortune and overcoming obstacles, which is demonstrated by his single tusk. He is usually depicted as having red or yellow skin and the body of a man in addition to his elephant head, which he received from Shiva after the destroyer lopped off the youngster's human head in a fit of anger. He also has a large body and 4 arms, which represent his divinity. He is the embodiment of the primordial sound Om, from whence all hymns arose. Ganesh has 3 wives, and he also represents the perfect balance between kindness and strength, power and beauty, truth and illusion, the real and unreal. Ganesh rides upon a mouse, which represents ignorance, and his dominion over it. Why? Next we have Kali. Kali is the Dark Mother. the terrifying avatar. Gosh, I cannot talk. That means I'm nearing ending. I can't do this for much longer. I'm losing my ability to speak. She is the terrifying avatar of Shakti. Kali represents the ferocity of motherly love. She typically has blue or black skin, 4 or frequently 8 to 10 arms, a long protruding tongue, red eyes, and a face and chest caked with blood. Each of her hands holds a fearsome weapon, usually a sword of some type. Her earrings are severed human heads, and a necklace of 50 heads, each representing a letter of the Sanskrit alphabet, encircles her neck. Her skirt is made from severed human arms and hands. She may be shown standing on the body of her husband, Shiva, who threw himself beneath her feet to stop her murderous rampage. She has 3 eyes in order to see the past, present, and future. Kala is a Sanskrit word for time. Kali's worshippers have a deep relationship with the goddess and are said to love her like their own mothers. Lakshmi, the goddess of beauty and light, good fortune and wealth. Lakshmi is the wife of Shakti, sacred energy of Vishnu, and she reincarnates with him each time he takes the form of one of his avatars. She is Sita to his Rama, and Radha to his Rukmini, and to his Krishna. I'm trying my best with all these words, okay? Lakshmi is depicted as a beautiful, fair-skinned woman with 4 arms, an indication of divinity, sitting upon a Padma. She is often accompanied by 1 or 2 elephants who shower the waters of the ocean upon her. She was elevated from the Milky Sea by the primeval war god Indra, who churned the sea with the help of the other gods to raise the world's treasures from its depth. Lakshmi is rarely without Vishnu and may frequently be found massaging his feet, the feet of the protector god. Lakshmi is the influence for goddesses of a number of other nations, including Vadsudhara in Nepal and the Tibet region of China, Duisri in Bali, and Kishijoten in Japan. Lakshmi rides upon an owl. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I mean, I probably can't read the whole thing. Yeah. So let's see. We'll skip or forward just a little bit, and let's take a look at just some monsters. We'll wrap up with some monsters. How about that? All right. Hindu mythological monsters. We have, as there are legions of gods, legions of God, there are also legions of monsters as well. Here are a few of the monsters of Hindu myth. First is the Alma from Mongolia, essentially a Mongolian Bigfoot. Almas is a humanoid covered with hair and unable to speak. It converses in grunts and is also found in Chechen, Turkish, and Russian myth. It inhabits the Caucasus and Altai mountains in this region. The Chinese version is the Yeren, and the Indian is the Mande Barung, and the Sumatran is the Orang Pendek. The Pakistani is the Barmano, and the Nepali is the Mete. The Americas have Bigfoot. Next we have the Apsonsi, which is from Thailand. It is Thai. Or I don't know if it's from Thailand, but it is Thai. So I shouldn't say it's from Thailand. The Apsonsi is a half woman, half lion creature. Also, Apsarsinka and other spellings, okay, that lives in the legendary Himavanta forest in the Himalayas. Okay, Himalayas. Believed to be the protectors from harm, they frequently stand guard at Buddhist temples. Next, we have Kala, Hindu, a monster that is a personification of time. The Kala is an aspect of the destroyer god Shiva. It is also considered to be one of the primary forms of Vishnu in the Vishnu Purana. Kala is the messenger of Yama, god of death. Vatara Kala is the god of destruction in Javanese mythology and is portrayed as a huge and powerful giant. Next, we have Makara from Hindu, the vehicle Vahana of the goddess Ganga and the sea god Varuna. The Makara is the front half of a land animal, usually a deer or elephant, with the back half of a fish or seal, sometimes a snake or even a flower. It is the Hindu astrological equivalent of the sign of Capricorn in the Western zodiac. Makara, singular and plural, guard temple entrances and are used as motifs by a number of other Hindu gods, including Shiva and Surya. Makara's personality is that of a crocodile. Next we have Pahayanaga from Laos. Pahayanaga is a benign water dragon that lives in the Mekong River and guards the cities along it. Pahayanaga can shoot fireballs from its mouth, and it's also known in Cambodia, Vietnam, Burma, and Thailand. Next, let's do some Hindu superstitions, and that will actually finish this up. Alright, we've got that given the enormous variety of deities and the numerous tribes that make up the peoples of India, it isn't surprising that a great number of superstitions have risen there. We have hanging lemon, strung with exactly 7 hot chilies, is believed to deter evil spirits, as well as the god of misfortune. There seems to be some basis for the effectiveness of this tradition. Citrus and chilies both contain high amounts of vitamin C, and allegedly, the vitamin is absorbed by the cotton string that runs through fruits when they are strung and then released back into the air. Vitamin C is proven to have benefits in promoting lung and immune system health. Also, the odor of citrus can repel insects and other pests. This is how citronella candles work. Take a bath after attending a funeral. This one makes good sense. Decomposing bodies release a number of toxins and bacteria into the air, which may contaminate waters. Throw coins into fountains and holy bodies of water. Historically, many coins contain significant amounts of copper. The copper acts as a chemical treatment in water supplies, making them safer for people to consume by killing bacteria and providing a necessary element for health. Throwing coins into wells and fountains is a tradition that has become associated with luck the world over. Avoid cutting and trimming your hair and fingernails on Saturday. It is believed that doing so will anger the planet Saturn, Shani, and bring bad luck. Apparently, planets have a will of their own that we knew nothing about. Blah, blah. Black cats are also bad luck because black is the color of Shani. Avoid the number 8. Again, Shani rules the number 8, and everything associated with Shani appears to be unlucky. Keep onions and knives under your bed to prevent bad dreams. This is commonly done under baby cribs so that the child sleeps peacefully. If the nightmare monster is not driven away by the smell, perhaps you are supposed to stab it to death. Curiously, putting an onion under your pillow is supposed to bring dreams of your future love partner. Shaking your legs will drive away your wealth. Maybe because you'll jingle your change out through the hole in your pocket, ? Don't sweep the floor in the evening, or you will sweep Lakshmi right out the door. It is said that this goddess likes to visit homes in the evening, particularly between the hours of 6 and 7, and that sweeping will prevent her from entering the home. Crow dung is lucky. A number of animals are sacred in Hinduism, and spotting crow crap is said to mean the money is coming to you. The word for this bonus in Hindi is labh. Labh is one of the sons of Ganesh, the Hindu god of good fortune. Add 1 rupee for luck. When gifting money, be sure the amount ends in 1. Odd numbers are said to be better than even numbers, and the number 1 is particularly lucky. Flat feet are unlucky. Indian mother-in-laws may check to see if the bride-to-be has flat feet because believe that women with flat feet will become a widow. Pole protects against the evil eye. The Indian concept of the evil eye is referred to as Buri Nazar and means that for every good thing that happens, something bad is likely to follow. Putting a tikka, spot of coal, on a baby's forehead and or cheek is said to prevent Buri Nazar. To prevent cardiovascular disease, make sure the head of your bed does not face the north. This has to do with Earth's electromagnetic fields. Crush the head of a snake after killing it, lest the severed head bites you. Believe it or not, this is fact. According to National Geographic, snakes have reflex muscles that can remain active for up to an hour after the head is severed and the snake is officially dead. The head can bite and inject venom in that time period. Plastering the floor with cow dung is lucky. Cows are sacred in India, and everything connected to cows is considered auspicious. It is said that the dung also repels insects and reptiles, helpful, since there are a lot of those in India. This practice began before the advent of modern chemical cleaners and still continues in parts of the country. Note, a word about sati, also sute, this notorious practice that involves burning alive the widow or mistress of a deceased man on the same funeral pyre as the deceased was officially outlawed on January 3rd, 1988, due to an incident that occurred the previous year. Although the practice is banned by law, it does still occur. Okay. Maybe don't burn his wife, you know? Punch his wall with book. Oh, any Hoosers. Ooh, quick little stretch. One final. Oh god, every time I stretch, I just feel like I'm gonna fall asleep. There's gotta be some reason for that when you stretch that you just like totally get tired all of a sudden. That will be all for now, everyone. Thank you guys so much for having a fun time with me today. Just sitting and chilling for a little bit, reading some fun little superstitions and monsters and myths and whatnot. Look, I got my neck snapped. Sorry. Thank you all for joining me. I'm definitely getting EP, so I'm going to head to bed. Although I might hang out with friends for just a little, because I know if I go to bed now, like, I'm gonna be up way too early. I'll probably keep myself up for like an hour or two, and then I'll go to bed. And then see you guys sometime soon again. I won't say tomorrow, because I won't put the stress on myself, but maybe. So, until then, I'll see you on the flip side.